Hey there everyone, this is Mystic Fish, and welcome to episode 31 of our Factorio Space Age playthrough, where we're working on an upgradable base. Last episode we designed these nifty border walls with ordinarily, actually they should be flamethrowers that have fuel in them, but these do not, so it seems like we should fix that. We may need to get a pump in here as well. So we'll see if that fixes it, but otherwise, this has been working well for us. While I was off camera, I went and put border walls around sort of all of the major blockades around the outside of the base, and extended our roboport coverage out. It took a while and there wasn't sort of that much interesting in it. I was waiting for construction bots to place roboports and clearing biter nests with the tank and so on. I did end up placing a tank out sort of with each sort of major border wall segment. So we got tanks out by each of the border walls. So that's all working okay. I figured you did not need to see me do all that stuff. And so what are we going to do this episode? Well, one of the things that I think I want to do is we actually went and made ourselves like better armor. So feels like we should actually like get some equipment stuff going here. And I'm going to just dump this heavy armor on the ground here. Boop. Okay. Let's see. Actually, I can get rid of... I also want to get rid of this pistol. And then I do not need this yellow ammo. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get ourselves... Let's get ourselves equipped. We went and like put all this stuff in the mall. And so we may as well get it. Let's see, let's make one for ammo. I guess it's actually even better for us to not have red ammo. And since we're making it, we may as well get as long as we're here, the like super nice ammo. So let's get some of that. We don't have rockets yet, but we can get flamethrower ammo, so we can get those in. Okay, let's see. Let's get ourselves here. Let's get a couple of backpacks. Nuclear backpacks. Let's get ourselves let's start with 4. I think we can probably get away with actually just 2 of these. Now let's do 4. We'll get some good batteries in. I think actually just for sort of YouTube purposes, I would ordinarily not make these, but let's make a one night vision guy, and I'll equip it. I'll burn part of my equipment slots for that. I think we want to get some roboportage. What'd I do? That is what I want. Okay, let's get these in here. Can we get... How many legs did we make? I actually want all of these. And let's see. Let's make you be a car. Let's make you be a tank. And then I feel like we should get some bots. So max robots 20. All right, so let's get bots to there, and let's bring some bots in here. Let's get exactly 20. No sense in carrying extras. Okay, that'll get us some bots. What else is useful equipment-wise? I don't know that there's... Let's see. If I did this, I could get one more set of legs in here. And then, did I make a night vision dude? Okay, I did. Night vision. Alright, maybe I will... Let's just arrange these a little better. Okay. That feels good. Hey, running around faster. Alright, nice. Okay. Now, aside from that, I want to work on nuclear stuff. So, let's come down here. We have saved up quite a good number of shiny rocks, which means we can kick off Kovarex. So let's get Kovarex set up. This will be Kovarex. I suppose let's just do this. Now, let's get a trash chest for the output. Let's use the bulk inserters for this. But we're going to filter you to the shiny rocks. We're going to put those in a requester chest. And stick those in. Here we're going to say, give me some dull rocks. And just give me one shiny rock. That should help us get this seated. And that will be power. Okay, that should kick off Kovarex. And then, since we're about to start Kovarex, actually, you know what? Since we're now making centrifuges in the mall, we don't need this temporary thing that we did. So we can get rid of those. Border walls working well. Good. Right, so down here, okay, we'll see that getting, and then I think this means that we can stop processing ore until we need some. So let's look at the logistics network content here, and we're going to say, if I don't have very many dull rocks, or I don't have very many shiny rocks, then I should get some more, process some more ore, which means I can go here, and then we'll say I only want the belt to allow ore through if we want more uranium ore. So yeah, we've got 30K there, and we know we've got like 300 here, so okay, good. That's there. Are we Kovarexing yet? We're just starting. All right, we're bringing them in one at a time. That prevents us from bringing in more than we need. From here, and it should be the case, I mean, we'll fill this up, because I think this can hold like 80-ish something, I think. And so it should be the case, as the outputs come into the trash, we should be able to grab them. I want to only grab stuff from the output if I have less than an inserter's stack size in here. So only if I have less than one inserter capacity here, then I might as well bring an inserter full over here where it'll get chucked in here. Good, and that'll prevent us from buffering too much stuff over here. And then any excess stuff will end up coming in the trash chest and coming up here. Okay, the other thing that we should do is we should also, I think there's no need for us to stockpile more than like this much shiny rocks. So that's 30 stacks, which is 3,000 shiny rocks. So I think we want this to say only stick new stuff in if we have fewer than 3,000 shiny rocks, which who knows if we'll ever get there, but just in case, that'll prevent us from overflowing. Okay, next up, I want to make a nuclear power plant. So I think we want to get rid of the mines like over in this area. And I think if we zoom out, yeah, I can get rid of these because this area will still be covered by construction bot stuff. Okay, and then as far as reactors, we'll stick this somewhere in the middle like this. So we'll get 4 reactors. That gives them all neighbor bonuses. We're going to need, that reminds me, down here, we want to begin, we artificially constrained this so we didn't use too much of the fuel cells, but I want, you know, not to get too far ahead of us, but I want to use nuclear power for our spaceships as well. We went and researched nuclear power, so we might as well take advantage of it. We kicked off Kovarex, so we should have plenty of that available. And let's see, so we need to get some fuel cells in here. Might as well just do 4. And then we need trash chests for the depleted ones. Let's get some power polage. Let's get some lights. We're going to need Roboport. And we're going to need to connect to the equipment grid. Or the main power grid is what I mean. And then we'll need this stuff. Flip. Like that. And 1, 2, 3, 4 should be symmetric. So that will include all of those. I really need somebody to come and get this guy. Which maybe we can't get it until people stop charging around it. Alright, let's see. We can continue doing our design here. We're going to need heat pipe. And actually, you know what? We're going to need more heat pipe. I'm going to go to Aquilo, and I think this is limited to 100, so let's just go ahead and start stockpiling some more heat pipe. Where are we at? Up here. Okay, good. We cleaned out those roboports. So we need to put this down here as well. And then ordinarily a nuclear reactor will be able to power 4 heat exchangers, but because each one, like this one in the corner, will also have 2 neighbors, this one and this one. And so the neighbor bonus means that this will essentially become a triple strength reactor, and because they will all be that way, they're all triple strength reactors. So each one of these can do 12 heat exchangers. So we can get a heat exchanger like this. We want 1, 2, 3, 4. We want this stuff out of the way is what we want. Maybe I'll just move all this stuff down. Oh yeah, here. I'll move it down even with... I want it somewhere in the middle here. Because I don't want to hit the... this should be alright. That's fine. Let's just do it there. Okay, then we need... nope, and get all the way down to here. Okay, that's 8. Okay, 12. That fits. Then we grab these guys. We flip them. We do that. We need water in here. Okay, then... let's see, what do we need? Then we need to connect the steam together. And let's see, for every 4 heat exchangers, we can power 7 steam turbines. And so we have 3 sets of 4 heat exchangers, so that means 3 sets of 7 turbines, or 21. So it's like just under 2. And so I think let's do this. Let's get these guys in here like this. Let's get a power pole. Let's get a light. Then we can copy these guys. But that's 24 of these. Oh, I did not get these all in. Okay, so that means 3 of these are extra, which means I don't need these. Okay, then that means I can grab... okay, let's see. So we've got... so we're going to end up with... there's 12 here. We're going to end up with 48 heat exchangers. Each heat exchanger consumes 10.3 water per second. So this is, I don't know, 480, 500 something water per second for this whole plant. And an offshore pump does 1200. So one offshore pump is enough water for this whole nuclear plant. I don't want to go down that far. Okay, that should get water in. Why is this off? That's weird. All right, we need to get those guys in. Okay. We want to copy these guys. I'm going to flip them this way. Then I'm going to copy these guys. I'm going to flip them this way. And that heat pump. We want to connect this. Where's that water? Water needs to come down here. Okay, and I think that's a nuclear power plant. How are we doing? We are way short on steam turbines. So what is taking all the effort here? Okay. We're like short on gears and stuff, so let's make sure we're bringing in enough of this stuff. But let's just make some more gears. And then these take a fair amount of stuff, so let's just do a bulk inserter here for this guy. Alright, that should help us make the steam turbines faster. Okay, now, while we're at it, let's set these all to automatic. And I want to launch a new space platform for a personal ship. We'll go deal with that in a minute, once this is up and running. All right, there's 21 here. Yes. All right, how are we doing on production? So, and let's look at these. So these are like only being like used a quarter. And if we look at this, yeah, this is like, I think, yeah, this is like half. So I think we're already producing enough nuclear power that we don't need the steam power anymore. But what we can actually do is set up something adaptive here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a pump in here. And we're going to get an accumulator. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, so the accumulator has its charge level, A, and so we're going to say if that charge level on the accumulator drops below 50%, then send water up to this power plant. And so if we look at power, it should be the case that the accumulators are the last power source that gets used. So as long as we have enough active power source, the accumulator will stay fully charged. And so if we are using this pump to shut off the steam power, and we have enough nuclear power, then the nuclear power will keep the accumulators fully charged. And we won't turn on the steam power. But if it starts falling, that means we're not producing enough nuclear power to keep up. And so then the accumulator charge will drop and we'll turn on the steam power again. So once this charges up to halfway, we should see this pump stop working, which we did. Okay, and then we should see up here, maybe in the pipes. Yeah, okay, the water level on the pipes is dropping as it gets consumed. Oh, we seem to be done with research, and looks like we can do these next. So we'll continue. Okay, now I would also, is there anything we need to check on down here? Oh, you know what? Yes, we also need to set up nuclear fuel reprocessing here. And we're going to request the depleted guys. Give me all of your depleted things. These guys. And then whatever you recover, you can trash it. And then we'll get a light in here too. And then power. Okay, that'll reprocess the spent stuff, which I think we have. Well, who knows where it went? It probably went off into storage somewhere. Okay, so this is, keep going. Now, I want to do something similar. I want to turn this one down, but the trick is we sometimes need this because we have excess petroleum gas that we have to burn. And so if we do that, we want to be able to burn whatever comes out of here so we don't clog this up. Remember, we have a sort of a self-balancing plan here, and as you can see, actually this was just above 10 for a second, 10K. And so we produced a little bit of solid fuel over here to be burned off so that we're trying to keep the levels in these tanks between 5,000 and 10,000. So the other nice thing about backing, in addition to doing less pollution by not burning this stuff, it also means that we don't have as much consumption of light oil, and so this should rebalance itself to accomplish that, and so that puts less demand on our oil, which reduces pollution from pump jacks. So that's all good. Okay, so I think we need to treat these things separately, is what I'm thinking. Okay, so ordinarily, but we do need solid fuel for smelting. Like, we're still using this stuff up here. I think, going to put a little lane balancer in here. And so I think we want upper priority to go left. We may as well, if we need it for smelting, we may as well send it to smelting. But then if we can't send it to smelting, we do need a place for the rest of this to go, and that will go over here. Now, this stuff is a little trickier, so we have to do something a little different with these guys. So, I think we need to split this, and I think the output priority here is left. We want to send it to smelting first. Which is up this way. So we need this to be after this, and in here, and this should have input priority right. So we prioritize the stuff from the petroleum gas. If we use it. And then I think what we want to do up here is anything else, I guess would be, no, actually I want to do it the other way. Nope, that wasn't right. I actually want to output priority right. So if we're going to use solid fuel, we have to prioritize sending it to the power plant. And so I think what we're going to do is we'll put this guy here. You're going to have input priority left. So we still want to prioritize the stuff from the petroleum gas if we need it. And so we're going to do this. But now what we want to do is the same accumulator trick here. And what we'll do is we'll just block it here. So this will be enabled, disabled. Enabled only if we don't have a charged accumulator. And so just reasoning about what happens, this should, once the accumulator comes in and charges, that'll stop this belt. We'll be trying to shove stuff this way, but it won't go, and then we'll prioritize sending stuff this way. Where we're still prioritizing the solid fuel from the petroleum gas if we need it. If this is flowing, then we prioritize the power plant and send it up here. So that's okay. So then the other thing we need is we need another one of these, like up here. And we want the same thing on the coal, which is copy that setting to there. Okay, this is now disabled. And I think this is what we want here. Have we stopped? Okay, we've stopped burning stuff up here, so that's good. And I think once this comes in, we'll see us start to stop. We will no longer be putting new fuel in, new burnable fuel in. Once this guy comes in, and at that point eventually we'll burn off whatever fuel happens to be in all of these boilers. So once this thing charges halfway, okay, that stopped at that. And so we're no longer putting new fuel in here, so that's good. And we're beginning to drain now also the coal. Okay, so this will eventually burn itself out and stop. But it will be available there if we run short on nuclear power for some reason. How are we doing over here for turbines? Kind of slow. This did not work because we're missing those. And we're missing that and that. I think I didn't go deep enough when I copied. All right, but plenty of nuclear power. We're already majority nuclear power, so that's good. Okay, that's all that stuff. All right, next, what we're going to do is we're going to start working on, I just want to get sort of a little seed up here for nuclear power. So what we're going to do is I'm going to build this here, and except that's too close to the hub. So fuel comes in here, so we need to get some fuel in here. And then I think what we'll do is we'll get heat pipe up here. And I think 2 heat exchangers worth will be okay. I just want to see where this kind of lines up. And then I think we want this. And then we want this. And then we need the steam turbines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to come down this far. And down like this. And I will probably have to put that there. Okay. That means we can get the spent fuel cells here. And then I also want to unbarrel water here. Like this. So then the empty barrels also go in there. Let's also get water barrels. And then I guess what we'll do is I actually want a storage tank up here. Maybe like here. Okay. Right. I think that's what we want. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of some of these because I just want to get this started. And we do need a solar panel up here to start things. Okay. So we need solar to get started because we have to power these inserters as far as bringing in the nuclear fuel and getting rid of the empties and bringing in the water. I want to bring water in barrels up from the planet because it'll be a faster way to stock up on water than trying to crush oxide chunks, which are not as common here around Nauvis, and we don't have asteroid reprocessing, so this is the fastest way to get water, and we're going to need a bunch of water for producing the initial fuel. So I think this gives it, obviously we need water for powering the nuclear plant, but this will also give us a head start on fuel. So let's see, let's come back down here. How are we doing over here? What is going on with the steam turbines and why are they taking so long? What are we short on? Pipes? We're short on pipes. Okay. We can make pipes. Let's just make a couple things of pipes. Finished research. What other research can we do? I guess we'll work on this stuff. All right, let's see if getting these additional pipes in here lets us complete our turbines faster. Jump home in the middle. Although maybe what I'll do is I'm just going to walk up here because the turbines are still going to steal all the... oh, you're shipping stuff up there. How about you? You're shipping stuff up there. How about you? You're not doing anything. Here. Go take these up to the ship. after you launch, we'll put you back on automatic. Okay. Very good. Ah, it's nice to be fast. Okay. Back up to the ship. Why'd you dump those out? Why did I dump pipes? Oh, because there's a negative demand for pipes down here, probably. Right, if we... Okay, so here's what we want to do. Where's our... okay. Right. When there's a big demand for something. So what we actually want to do is we want to screen this. So we want red into here, and we want to say no, each greater than 0, output the input count each, and then from here, that'll prevent us from oh, interesting. No, this is not where we want this to go. We want to do it up here. We want to screen out the negative signals from the... Okay, this is the one that wants to be each greater than 0, output each. That'll screen out the negative ones. Okay, good. That will take care of that. And we'll stop shipping freaking pipes down from the ship. Okay, good. We've got to fill that in. All right, what else is red here? That's just waiting for rockets. That, we do have 20 down there, so that's fine. Okay, so we're just waiting on rockets now. Good, good, good. Yeah, we almost got everything. Did this help us? Oh, we finished good. We finished. We finished! Yeah, but we didn't. That heat pipe is missing. And this pipe is missing. And this pipe is missing. Wow, I did a really terrible job of cut and paste. Okay. Let's just see these guys come in. All right. There's that one. That should hopefully come up to, yeah, because these are like super hot, right? Yep, there we go. Are these all turning on? I think they will. Why are we getting like so much more steam out of here than here? It's an interesting question. I don't know. Maybe because these are still heating up, right? Are these hot? These are hotter. That's probably why. Okay, but steam's coming out of all of them, and that's really all I care about. And so now we should have plenty of headway around the nuclear plant. Okay, good. Did this stop? This stopped. This stopped. Okay, good. Very good. How are we doing up on the ship? Okay, stuff is happening. Stuff is happening. Okay, this guy is now heating up. And we're bringing in water, which we're beginning to stockpile there. Okay, so that means I think we can begin getting the rest of this stuff in. Let's copy this. Let's see what we have enough like foundation to do. All right, that's waiting on foundation. Are you hot enough yet? No, not yet. Alright, that guy's going. This guy was successfully dumping the empties overboard. I mean, I suppose we could recycle them back down to Nauvis, but I don't know. Seems okay. So I think what we're going to do is I want to build this in such a way that we actually keep a thin wedge of open space down the center of the spaceship so that we can dump this stuff out. So we'll have to figure out how to do that. Sort of similar, same idea as this, where we can have a lot of empty space in here. So we'll keep some amount of empty space in the middle. We need some for getting rid of the empties, throwing those overboard. All right, here's more stuff. Nope, that wasn't it. Oh, how are we doing on space platform production? We're a little light on steel here. So let's just let's have the logistics bots bring us some extra stuff. Although, actually, we've got plenty. We have a whole 1,000, like, backed up here, but this looks suspiciously like something that we'll need to bring extras in for. So, let's just bring extra copper in here. Let's bring extra steel in here. And that'll keep these guys going. Okay, good. How are we up here? We built this one, and so we can build one more. And we do not need that. Okay, are you up to temperature? Not quite. But I think what I want to do is I want to make this blueprint. And I want to call this the nuclear ship seed. Sure. So let's call this a ship, and we'll give it a nuclear reactor. And then we'll create a blueprint, and that can go here. This way, this can be the, when we want to build additional ships, we can use the same power plant as a way to sort of spin it up. And then once, are we generating nuclear power now? Good question. We're not. I think that's because we're just using all of this, but if we take that off and look at the power, okay, now we're generating from the steam turbines, which is weird to think about generating things from steam turbines out in space, but that's okay. All right. Nice. That's a nuclear-powered ship core. Space science is doing its thing. That's good. What do we need to do down here? Okay, we've brought in extra stuff for the space platform. All right, all of our nuclear stuff is going. We've got reprocessing going. Product's finished at 5, so we're successfully consuming that stuff. Kovarex is Kovarexing. And we're generating extra shiny rocks over here, which should get delivered up to these spots up here, respectively. Okay, good. How much available do we have here? 158, that's fine. We only got 12 over here, so that's good. We're only bringing in 1, that's fine. We got 82 in here, right, that's sort of like the fully stocked thing. Can we even see anything having happened down here? No, so border walls all working fine. Nuclear power all working fine. And we have a nuclear ship seed, which is pretty fun. Okay, and so this will just keep filling this up with water. So yeah, I think that's a good place for us to stop. So as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and until then, bye.